Katie Price has broken her silence after 8 serving and former Metropolitan Police officers have been found guilty of gross misconduct over discriminatory and offensive messages they shared, including some which made fun of her disabled son, Harvey Price. The officers, including 7 men and 1 woman, were found to have sent sexist, racist, homophobic, transphobic and disableist comments in a WhatsApp group called Secret Squirrel ST between May 17, 2016 and June 26, 2018. Legal chairman Christopher Mocke described gross misconduct as a breach of the standards of professional behavior that is so serious as to justify dismissal, during the 5th day of the hearing at Palestra House in Southwark, central London, on Thursday. He found each former and serving officer to have committed gross misconduct over their own messages, as well as by failing to challenge or report the conduct of others in the group. The hearing concerned former Sergeant Luke Thomas, former Acting Sergeant Luke Allen, former PC Kelsey Buchan, former PC Carlo Francisco, former PC Lee South, former PC Darren Jenner, PC Glenn Reese, and Officer B, who has been granted anonymity. Following the verdict, former glamour model Katie, 44, has now spoken out as she appeared on 5 News to discuss the verdict. The mum of 5 sat with her son by her side and said she was absolutely over the moon with the verdict and added, "It's about time justice has been done. Not only that they are professionals that we trust, that we should trust who have done this. And now an example is going to be put out there and something is going to be done." She added, "What I've actually seen and read what these police officers have said, it's beyond what you could ever imagine how evil and how spiteful people can actually be, and how they even think it's funny. It's actually disgusting. Harvey doesn't deserve this, no one does." When asked by Katie how it made him feel when people were horrible to him, Harvey said, "Angry and sad." During the interview, Katie said she hopes the police officers feel ashamed and are embarrassed. "I hope they're embarrassed to know what their family are going through, and I hope all their names and their mugshots come out, because I would like to see their faces, and they should be named and shamed," she said. The star hopes they will never serve in the force again. "And if they ever get any other job, that it goes on their CV, because I'll tell you what, there won't be a lot of people who want to employ them after this. Would you want to employ someone when you know they do stuff like this? Because I know I wouldn't. So it will affect them for the rest of their life. And I hope it does, because they deserve that. They're disgusting," Katie continued. The messages sent around by the 8 Met officers included derogatory comments about 20-year-old Mr. Price, who suffers from Prader-Willi syndrome and autism, and about a junior female officer, known in the hearings as Officer A. Mr. Mocke said Officer B, who can be named at the end of proceedings, posted an edited photograph of Mr. Price in the chat with the caption, "You've heard of elf on a shelf. Now get ready for Harvey Price eating Uncle Ben's basmati rice after trying to read 3 blind mice on Spice." Mr. Mocke said, "The rhyme has a racist tone and refers to his disability. He is partially sighted. There is no need to refer to Uncle Ben's rice unless pointing to the racial origins of Uncle Ben and Harvey Price being similar. The words trying to read also highlight his disability." Mr. Mocke said the post was a significant breach of the standard of equality and diversity, inappropriate and offensive to Mr. Price, and constitutes gross misconduct. The panel found the most senior-ranking officer in the group, Mr. Thomas, appears to have been one of the most active participants in the WhatsApp group. Mr. Thomas mocked Mr. Price's weight in some messages, called Officer F ugly, and joked that he should name his dog Auschwitz, Adolf or Fred or Ian after my two favorite child sex killers. Mr. McKay said, given his supervisory role as a sergeant, he failed to adequately supervise or guide his team in respect of conduct. His failings are extremely serious. He could and should have closed the WhatsApp group as soon as the highly inappropriate nature of the messages became apparent. Instead, he became one of its main contributors. This was undoubtedly gross misconduct. Katie previously told the Mirror that she felt betrayed over the Met police officer's behavior. At the time, she said, "These are the people who are supposed to be protecting us, people we are supposed to trust. It's pure betrayal. I was in shock at first, then I felt sick, heartbroken and angry." The TV star called for a full investigation and probe into the incident, saying, "It's not enough for these people to just lose their jobs if found guilty. If this has happened to a vulnerable adult like Harvey, it will be happening to others." Back in February, Katie published a letter from the Met Police telling her officers are facing misconduct proceedings over alleged involvement in a WhatsApp group that targeted her disabled son Harvey. At the time, the mom of 5 wrote, "It's disgusting that police officers from here have felt the need to laugh and use disgusting content on Harvey by creating a WhatsApp group. I would attend this court day but am away. They need to be named, shamed and exposed."
Got to be somewhere sad who's in our hearts, ready to come home and fall in love. I have been trying to find a way over you to us.